A warm welcome to you viewers. Glad to have you join us again on this week's edition of the program Insight into Oyo State, a program that highlights the activities, achievements and prospects of the Oyo State government. This program is produced and packaged by the Oyo State Ministry of Information and Orientation. I am your host, Opeyemi Ogunniyi. Welcome to the program. Highlights for this week's edition. Agribusiness will create thousands of jobs for Ibarapa youths, says Governor Makinde, as he flags off redevelopment of Erua farm settlements and promised speedy completion of Ido-Erua Road. Also, Governor Makinde has reiterated continuous advocacy on ethical leadership in civil service. Oyo Gaming Board engages stakeholders on innovation, consumer safety. And we also have it that Oyo government trains civil servants on core digital skills. Stay tuned for the details. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has performed the groundbreaking ceremony for the upgrade of moribund 3,250 hectares Erua farm settlement to an agribusiness industrial hub. The governor said that the project, once completed, would put Ibarapa land on the global agricultural map and create thousands of jobs for youths in the zone and across the state. Governor Makinde, who stated this last Thursday at the Old Farm Settlement, Erua, Oyo State, added that his administration will also complete the Ido-Erua Road within the next 1 year, charging residents of Ibarapa zone to make investors feel welcome when the new agribusiness hub is completed. He noted that the government recently approved the release of a tranche of 2 billion naira to the contractor handling the road project so as to fast-track its progress. According to the governor, the administration established the Oyo State Agribusiness Development Agency, OSADA, as a special purpose vehicle to drive agribusiness in the state, and that so far, the state has achieved great successes and gone ahead to become a model for other states and even some African countries in the area of agribusiness. He equally expressed the confidence that the new agribusiness hub in Erua would also be a success story like the Fashola Agribusiness Hub, as according to him, development partners and investors who have already committed to bringing in their money to the facility were present at the groundbreaking ceremony.
Were revived, Akufo and Erua, that they were converted to agribusiness industrial hub. So we started a pilot project at Fashola to serve as the prototype. It was an ambitious project because no state, I repeat, no state in Nigeria has ever done this. So at first we thought it would take like a year to complete the pilot project at Fashola. Fashola is about 1,000 hectares of land. So, if I compare, 1,000 hectares is bigger than Victoria Island in Lagos. That's Fashola. But Erua is 3 times Fashola. So Erua is 3,000 hectares. And for emphasis, that is almost as you see Victoria Island. This is 4 times Victoria Island. That's what we are putting here in Erua. Because Erua has taught, Fashola has taught us a very big lesson. We know that we have the capacity to take on this project and to see it to completion.
Speaking earlier, the Director General of Oisada, Dr. Debo Akonde, said that the Erua Agribusiness Hub is expected to be a $40 million public-private development investment that will change the agricultural landscape of Erua, Ibarapa, and Oyo State.
Which guests know, before Nigeria independence in 1970, its economy was primarily driven by agriculture. Cultural contribution to Nigeria economy was primarily channeled towards urban development to the detriment of the rural development. This was further undermined after the independence with the discovery of oil. The neglect of the rural community, where almost all the arable and available land is located, has contributed significantly to the lingering issues of food insecurity in Nigeria. In general, the infrastructure facilities required to improve production are old. They are creating another layers of issues regarding food transportation, storage and loss. Excellency and distinguished guests, in the first 3 months of 2024, Nigeria food import bill jumped by 115% in the first quarter of 2023. Nigeria as a nation spent 1.6 trillion naira on food importation within this period. Today, the food inflation rate is over 33%. Something is definitely wrong with our system, and we can't continue to pretend that all is well. When problems of magnitude occur, we need to reflect on the structural issue, not just the peripherals. One many issues surrounding the nation's food security. A critical component will be the food system and the actor within them. Excellency, for a very long time, the Nigerian food system has primarily depended on one actor, and the actor is the smallholder farmers. While smallholding is important and should continue to be supported, the truth is that for diverse reasons, they can no longer feed us.
Explaining how Fashola Hub has become a success story, Akonde maintained that the hub has seen an influx of 12 medium to large national and international private companies occupying the 1,150 hectares of land for crop production, livestock rearing, and processing for domestic consumption and export. He added that these companies have been contributing to supporting smallholder farmers in the state through training, taking their crops for processing, and development of early generation seeds that will help yields across the states. In his special remarks, Director General Nigeria, African Development Bank, AFDB, Dr. Abdul Kamara, lauded Governor Makinde for resuscitating moribund farm settlements and putting the state on the path of agribusiness, which he described as consistent with AFDB's approach to rural and economic transformation and aligns with its focus to feed Africa, guarantee food security, nutrition, agro-processing, agricultural transformations, industrialization, and improving the quality of lives for Africans. He assured that the AFDB would give its maximum support to the speedy execution of the projects.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for inviting the African Development Bank Group to be part of this august groundbreaking ceremony of the Erua Agribusiness Industrial Hub in Oyo State, the state that harbors the famous capital of the old western region of Nigeria. We are very proud to be here. I'm truly honored to be here today and to be part of and to make a statement at this important event. I feel blessed to be part of what is revered by late Chief Obafemi Awolowo, the first Prime Minister, the first Premier of the Western region of Nigeria, who initiated the revitalization of the rural landscape, now continued by our able governor, His Excellency Makinde. The Fashola Industrial Park, which was revived, and now here are we today, reviving the Erua, one of the numerous of the government farm settlements that we had in those days. And of course, among others, we know there is the Ijaye the Aloore, among others. The Aloore Agro-Business Industrial Hub initiative, which has come to reality today, is very, very consistent with the African Development Bank's approach to rural and economic transformation, and certainly aligns very much with our high fives, which largely focus on Feed Africa. And for us, Feed Africa goes beyond agriculture. It includes food security, it includes nutrition, it includes processing, it includes agricultural transformation. The others being Light Up and Power Africa, Industrialize Africa, Integrate Africa, and of course, improve the quality of life for the people of Africa. As the president of the African Development Bank, Dr. Adesina has always said, agriculture is not a way of life. Agriculture is not a social sector, neither is it a development activity, despite what many people believe.
The Senior Special Advisor on Industrialization to the President of AFDB, Professor Banji Oyeleran Oyeyinka, the Olu of Igbora, Oba Olajide Titiloye, and the Chairman, Erua Council of Elders, Chief Joseph Pelola, severally appreciated Governor Makinde for seeing the future of agricultural sector and making the project a reality. They urged the governor to ensure the speedy completion of the Ido-Erua Road and equally enhance microfinance banks to give financial support to more farmers. Delivering a vote of thanks, the Speaker, Oyo State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Adebo Ogundoyin, equally lauded Governor Makinde, noting that the Erua Agribusiness Industrial Hub would be a legacy project for him after his tenure. He also charged residents of the area to cooperate with the contractors for the success of the project. The event had in attendance former Deputy Governors of Oyo State, Engineer Hamid Gbadamosi and Alhaji Asim Bolarumi, Chief Judge of Oyo State, Honorable Justice Iyabo Yerima, former Speaker of the House of Assembly, Senator Monsurat Sumonu, and Chairman of the House of Assembly Committee on Agriculture, Honorable Peter Ojedokun. Others were Secretary to the State Government, Professor Lanike Adeyemo, Chief of Staff, Otumba Segun Ogunwuyi, Deputy Chief of Staff, Honorable Fola Oyekunle, Chairman and Co-Chairman of the Oyo State Elders Council, Dr. Kola Balogun, and Elder Wale Oyelese, Commissioners, Traditional Rulers, and religious leaders, among others. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has said that his administration will continue to advocate ethical and effective leadership in the civil and public service of the state. The governor stated this last Thursday at the 2024 Theophilus Akinyele Memorial Symposium, themed Reinventing Leadership and Ethics in Public Service, held at the Theojoy Library, Theota, New Bodija, Ibadan. According to the governor, most of the challenges being faced by the country were due to the dearth of ethical and effective leadership at the level of civil and public service.
The federal government awarded a contract to dualize Ibadan with a spur to Ajia. And if you go to the Federal Ministry of Works in Abuja, they've completed the road, but nobody turned towards Ajia. So me and Baba now said, okay, so what do? We want people to be able to get to Ajia, and we said, let's contribute money and start fixing the road. So I said, I will contribute. Baba said he will contribute as well, but we need the approval of the state government, which they refused to give us. And so when I became the governor, I said, Baba, now we don't need any approval. We're now the government. So I awarded that. And Baba was there the day we flagged that project off. And that was the last outing of Baba.
He lauded the late former head of service and secretary to the state government, Pat Theophilus Akinyele, for his service to the state and the nation, noting that he and his contemporaries who joined the civil and public service at the time were the best of the best.
We'll continue to remember Baba. He deposited certain things in some of us, and continue to exhibit that. We will continue to push for ethical leadership, both at the state and the, just like Oyo State, we have a trajectory to greatness. Nigeria also will be great again. Thank you.
And they showed dedication to the country. Governor Makinde added that his decision to prioritize the welfare of workers through prompt payment of salaries on 25th of every month and other mayors had helped in reinventing and creating stability for workers in the state and also led to positive changes in their attitude to work. The governor also promised to bring Pa Akinyele's vision for the development and urbanization of Ajah community in Egboda local government area of the state to fruition. Stakeholders in the gaming industry in Oyo State have been urged to collaborate more with the state government, regulators and consumer rights groups to bring about more innovations and consumer safety within the sector. The Oyo State Gaming and Lottery Board made this call at the 6th edition of the Stakeholders Interactive Forum, tagged Boom to Burst, which was organized by the board last Wednesday. At the event, which had in attendance critical stakeholders in the gaming industry, the government advocated for a need to create a balanced approach that would foster growth without compromising the safety and well-being of players. Chief of Staff to the Governor, Otunba Segun Ogunwuyi, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary Cabinet Office, Mr. Ekti Salami, called for a robust framework that would guarantee innovations while also safeguarding the consumers in the gaming sector.
Interactive Forum of the Oyo State Gaming Board. This gathering now, in its 6th year, serves as a key event for collaboration, reflection and cutting off way toward the dynamic and ever-evolving world of the gaming industry in Oyo State and across Nigeria. I commend each one of you present for your dedication to responsible innovation, consumer safety, and sustainable industry practices. The theme of this year's forum, Boom or Bust, Balance Innovation and Consumer Safety in the Gaming Industry, resonates profoundly with our government's approach to development across all sectors. As the gaming sector grows, it is crucial to strike a balance.
It charged all stakeholders to work effectively with the state government to provide this framework, adding that the administration of Governor Seyi Makinde remains open to ideas that will culminate into the expansion of the state's economy in line with the vision under Romito 2.0 roadmap for sustainable development of Oyo State 2023 to 2027. The state government pledged to work with all relevant bodies to implement frameworks that will address concerns in the gaming sector, while it also promised to continue to support the growth of the local gaming sector. Earlier in his welcome address, the Director General, Oyo State Gaming and Lottery Board, Mr. Olajide Boladuro, explained the important need for collaboration among stakeholders involved in the gaming ecosystem. Boladuro, who appreciated the state governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, for providing an enabling environment for businesses to thrive in the state, lauded the administration's commitment towards ensuring fairness and strict compliance to gaming regulations, as well as the creation of a level playing field for investors and players. He equally noted that innovation in the gaming industry remained crucial to driving the state's economy forward, adding, however, that such innovation would not come at the expense of consumers' protection. The meeting was attended by industry leaders, game developers, consumer rights advocates and regulatory bodies, with discussions held on several key initiatives to strike a balance between progress and safety, which include stronger age verification system, transparency, data privacy and security, and additional prevention mechanisms, amongst others. In their separate remarks during a panel session, stakeholders welcomed the government's initiative. They however cautioned that regulatory measures should not stifle creativity or innovation, adding that it was essential that regulations should not be so restrictive as to hamper the creativity of developers. They also encouraged a partnership approach where government, industry, and consumers will collaborate so as to ensure that the industry protects both players and the integrity of the gaming ecosystem. Oyo State government, in its effort to significantly enhance the knowledge of civil servants, launched training on advanced digital skills and statewide productivity tools towards the goal of digitizing the public sector for efficient operation. The secretary to the state government, Professor Olanike Adeyemo, who was represented by the permanent secretary, Governor's Office, Dr. G.A. Oyedele, stated this during the opening ceremony of a 5-day training by the Oyo State Management Information Center, MIC, in collaboration with Tech 4 Dev at the main hall of the new local government complex, Secretariat, Ibadan. The SSG advised the beneficiaries to see the training as an empowerment program which will enrich their knowledge and make them useful in civil service and in personal life. According to her, people are poor because they pass over opportunities. She therefore encouraged participants to take the training with all seriousness and apply the knowledge gained in their various workplaces. Speaking at the event, the special advisor to the governor on ICT, Honorable Bayo Akonde, in his keynote address, reiterated that the government's commitment to providing necessary skills for effective discharge of duties necessitated the training. He added that the training was part of the state government's effort to make Oyo the best in digital technology development. Earlier, the director of ICT, Engineer Bisola Dabanija, in a opening speech, welcomed all participants and said the training was approved by Governor Seyi Makinde to enhance the digital competencies of civil servants in the states. The Oyo State government has reiterated its commitment to ensure the safety and well-being of children and the vulnerable in the society, as seen in the various child-friendly policies emanating from the Governor Seyi Makinde's led administration. The Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Prince Dotun Oyelade, disclosed this at the 2024 Oyo State Child Safeguarding Summit organized by the Safe Haven Initiative, a non-governmental organization in collaboration with Oyo State Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Inclusion to commemorate 2024 World Children's Day. Prince Oyelade said that a program of this nature is a welcome development as it highlights the administration's policies that have a large dose of youth and social inclusiveness, regardless of...
Very laudable program that is going on here, especially at a time like this when it's getting even more challenging by parents to monitor, to train, and to rein in the children. So a program of this nature deliberately geared towards getting the youth on the right path. That's why government is supporting it. You can see that the Ministry of Information and the Ministry of Women Affairs are both here to give vent to the importance which the government views this particular conference that's going on here. So we give kudos to the conveners. They are a group of young people, a young couple, who believe that children must be nipped, that the excesses of children must be nipped in the bud. And you can see, if you look at what the state government for your state has been doing, every policy of the Oyo State administration under Governor Seyi Makinde has an underpinning effect and repercussion on the youth.
In his own remarks, the Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Professor Soliu Adelabu, said that efforts are being made by the government to reintroduce history as a subject to be taken in schools in Oyo State, as well as guidance and counseling, noting that the physiological needs of the children must not be neglected. Professor Saliu Adelabu however implored the teachers and parents to warn their students and wards of dangers of bullying and helped their conflict management and resolution skills. Also at the event, the Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Inclusion, Mrs. Oluwatoyin Balogun, urged the Oyo State children to be wary in their internet usage and shun activities that will not benefit them academically, socially, and morally.
My message is, I would say, is twofold. In the first instance, to our children, who are the primary reason why we have this laudable program today. The second will be to our parents. My message to our children is short and to the point. We've had a lot of information made available to us today. We've had a lot of the troubling questions that we probably cannot ask our parents. We've had the opportunity to ask them today and had professionals respond to them. I think one of the key points that our children should take away from today's event is the fact that we've been able to establish that we really can't cage our children or prevent them from accessing the internet facilities of the internet. That would be like an effort in futility. But like every development from time immemorial, every stage of development, every development we've had over the past few centuries has both a positive and a negative element.
Noting that the careless seeds sown today can have adverse effects on their future. Mrs. Balogun, however, implored the parents to develop cordial relationship with their children to enable them come to them for guidance when the need arises. While lauding the Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde for prioritizing the welfare of the Oyo State children, as seen in the various child-friendly policies the present administration is carrying out, the convener of the Child Safeguarding Summit, who doubled as the founder of Safe Haven Initiative, Mrs. Omotayo Adebayo, said it is important for all stakeholders to ensure the safety of children against every form of abuse. Mrs. Adebayo further said that it was considered a great avenue to commemorate the 6th anniversary of the initiative by re-echoing the importance of safeguarding the children, noting that they are the future leaders. This week's edition of the program. Thank you for your listenership. Let us do it together again, same time, same station, next week for more fresh and insightful editions. Until then, I remain Opeyemi Oguniyi. Oyo State belongs to us all. Let us join us together to make it a better place. Bye for now.
Ìjọ máa tẹ̀lé entrance dákun gbòógì lérò fún mi jàre. Adékòdé challenge Adaguru Maraj.